the actual capital spend in the North Sea at the moment is just phenomenal, and well, west of Shetland as well. So we are in a boom time, and definitely the stats completely support that.
What's your view on how it's perceived, particularly away from Scotland?
Yes, so I think the UK government is highly aware of the need to foster a good relationship and maintain the flow of oil and gas from the North Sea, fundamentally for tax revenue, but also for energy security. We live in a world where things change dramatically from day to day, sanctions in Iran, that type of thing. The UK sectors of the North Sea and the west of Shetland still provide the vast bulk of the oil and gas that we consume as a nation, and the longer that goes on, the less we need to buy in from overseas. So from an all-round economic perspective, it's very positive.
Your recent report looked at the whole energy picture in Scotland. Give us some highlights.
From a UK perspective, oil and gas is a significant industry. That's undoubtedly the case. But if you step forward into a position where the referendum had given rise to a yes vote and we were an independent nation, then it becomes even more significant, and would produce, well, it depends on whose statistics you believe, but certainly upwards of 12% of the Scottish economy would be driven from the oil and gas sector, which is a significant proportion. So it's vitally important. We put this report in place because we termed it's one of the key constituent industries that will shape the debate and shape the future of Scotland.
Is the energy picture and its importance for Scottish economy being missed out in the debate?
No, I don't think so. I think the mere fact that the energy was even in the paper itself was a kind of recognition of the importance of the sector to the Scottish economy. A large part of that paper was dealing with the broad range of political things that would need to be covered, currency, defence spending, social services, all those types of things. So the mere fact that energy was a whole chapter in itself just testifies to the importance of that to the Scotland's future.
Do you think the whole issue around the referendum is causing a hiatus in investment, or is investment just carrying on? Are people waiting to find out, or are big companies going, well, we know whatever happens, this is still a sector that we want to invest in?
Right, that's a really interesting question. As you can imagine, it was addressed in the survey. So we asked the question, what impact is the referendum having on a variety of factors, your employment, your investment, that type of thing. And perhaps surprisingly, there was very little impact, in the sense that across a range of data, 80% or so of people were saying that the referendum was having no impact. And take investment, which is a key one, that was actually the lowest one, so it was down in the 60s, I can't remember exactly. So clearly there was more of an impact on the level of investment, but most factors, people said it was business as usual, which was really quite interesting, given that they placed quite a high importance on the referendum itself. Now, you can analyse that in a number of ways, and that most people are just kind of continuing business as usual because they potentially expect there to be a no vote in the referendum, or it could be analysed that, well, actually a yes vote we're not concerned about, so we have a faith in the future of the Scottish economy in the event of a yes vote. Either way, it would appear that it's a risk that the industry has built into its decision-making process.
What do your analysis here at EY, look at the implications for an independent Scotland? Well, do you really think it'll just be business as usual for oil and gas?
Well, that was one of the interesting findings of the study, and that we asked the questions regarding fiscal policy and what they expected, the kind of tax burden to be in the future. In the event of a yes vote, 79% of the respondents expected increases in the tax burden. In the event of a no vote, 80% expected no change. So it was a mirror image, which was really interesting, particularly in light of the fact that the Scottish Government, again in the white paper that was released earlier this week, are absolutely consistent that they're not going to change oil and gas tax. So there is a gap there between what's being said and the expectations of the industry. So I can't see it being business as usual, except in the event of a no vote. because people are going to react, because there's this gulf in expectations and what people are saying. Now that's clearly something that the Scottish Government needs to address in the event of a yes vote.